Hello, 大家好. Our focus today will be on Chinese pronunciation. Trust me when I say this question came at the perfect time because I'm going to give you 3 practical tips to help you master and improve your Chinese pronunciation. Are you ready? Now, if you can work with this, best believe that your Chinese, your pronunciation is going to skyrocket big time. Are you ready? Okay, number 1. Pay attention to your initials and finals. Forget about the big names. Initials are simply the consonants, finals are simply the vowels. Now, a Chinese syllable is made up of initial, finals, and tones. So when I say pay attention to your initials and finals, what I mean is pay attention to your consonants and your vowel. What makes a person sound unique, or what makes a person Chinese sound so well? It's not because they know so many vocabulary. While that can add to fluency and all, it's not the real secret. It is the tones, the sounds, right? Now focus on sounds. The initials, the finals. You see this T, T, C. If you can be able to articulate them correctly, you're on your way to progress. You see this J, Sh, Sh, and also J. And also the those are even easier. If you can pay attention and work on these sounds and ensure you articulate them correctly, you're good to go. That is for your initials. Now for your finals, which are like the vowel sounds, if you do the same to the finals, you're on your way to growing big time. Ensuring your quest to wanting to attain fluency, get to HSK 405 or improve so fast, you are not skipping the most basic things, the foundation, your initials, your finals. If you know you skipped them or did not pay attention, please go back. Those are your foundation. So 1, your initials and your finals, pay attention to them. Number 2, your tones. Master your tones. Listen, tones are not for decoration. They change meaning completely. And that is because Chinese is a tonal language, which simply means meanings are dependent on tones. So if you mispronounce a word, you most likely will change the meaning and it can land you a slap. It's possible. For example, let's see the word when. When. You see, it is the same orthography, that is the same spelling. W-E-N, W-N. However, the tones on them are different. Guess what? Just because of this tonal difference, the meaning is different as well. You have the first to give you ask, the second as kiss. Now imagine you want to ask a question, and rather than saying, can I ask you a question, or can I ask you, you say, can I kiss you? What do you think would happen? Let's even imagine you were talking to an old woman. If she's holding a broom, she most likely would throw that broom on you or use it to design your face. Why? Because you mistakenly passed across the wrong message. Meanwhile, that's not what you mean. So that's to tell you that a tonal language like Chinese is one that entails you pay attention to the tones. It's just like our local languages, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, and other languages. You can't not pay attention to the tones. You must pay attention to your tones. So your tones, they're not for decoration. There are about 4 tones, 4 major tones, and the neutral tone, which makes it like 5th, right? You know your Something else is, try not to just know what those tones look like. When you're learning a tone, ensure you practice each tones differently. Like, don't say this is this is this is this is No, rather you put it on a word that is on a syllable. Maybe you go ma, 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 ta, 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 ch, 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 ch. As many words as possible, but ensure you practice them in isolation and as a whole, and try to just ruffle between them, just first tone, third tone, second tone, fourth tone, and see if you can articulate them correctly. Practice for as long as you can. Don't rush this. See, this is a game changer. How is it that you hear someone speak and you're like, wow, you speak so well, you sound so well? It is not really the vocabulary. It is the tones and their sounds. They paid attention to it. They worked on it so well that when they combine it with the vocabulary they've learned, it's like, oh, you're so good. However, you hear some people, like I have heard people speak Chinese and they have a great command for vocabulary. That is, they know so many words. However, when they speak, you can be like, this Chinese is not Chinese, or this Chinese is sounding a bit like English. Some speak Chinese like with English accent, and I'm like, okay, that's okay. I don't know, you probably are not ready to learn it, but when you are, you'd go back to the basic. Pay attention to the tones, your initials, your final, because those are your real game changers. So your tones, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Your tones. The third is shadow native speakers. What does it mean to shadow, or what is shadowing? Shadowing means listening and repeating almost immediately, like an echo. When it comes to shadowing, you can't overemphasize how important it is. Now, when it comes to shadowing, you can either use a short clip, an audio lesson, or a native voice note. Yeah, these works. The most important thing is you're listening and you're repeating immediately. Try not to focus so much on perfection. It is consistency over perfection at this point. You can repeat like 3 to 5 times. Pay attention to the reading, pay attention to the tone, and sound as natural as possible. Try to mimic and sound very close to the native speaking. This is very important because it's going to help you pay attention to your sound, because before you shadow, you know you're going to go through the material. Now, by so doing, you're going to learn a new word, you're going to pay attention to the tones, and when you repeat and try to sound close to the way they do, that is a great improvement. So when you go the third time, the fourth time continuously, it becomes way easier. And that's what I'm going to advise, because trust me, the first time might not be so easy. Ensure you're not using a clip that entails the Chinese speaking very fast, especially if you're a beginner, right? But if you're maybe intermediate or somewhere higher, that's fine. Just go with anyone you can flow with well. The goal is to repeat and sound as natural as possible. In case you don't understand what I'm still talking about, I'm going to give an example. So I'll play an audio and I'm going to shadow the speaker, so you understand what I'm talking about. It is you repeating almost immediately. Right, let's try this. Listen.
不管你在哪儿，
不管你在哪儿，
你在做什么，
你在做什么，
我跟谁在一起，
我跟谁在一起，
我会
我会一直
真诚的、
真诚的、
完全的爱着你。
爱着你。That's shadowing. So they are saying something, you're repeating, and you try to sound as close as possible as they are. You might not be 100%, but trust me, the more you do it, the better you become. And you can't overemphasize the importance of these tips. I hope you learned. So to go over these tips again, we have pay attention to your initials and finals, pay attention to your tones, and then go ahead to shadow native speakers. These are really going to help you improve your Chinese pronunciation. Don't forget to like, share, repost, comment, and follow to learn more. Bye.